lady yields back, the chair recognizes Mr. Sablon for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I join my colleague in also acknowledging the leadership that you and Chair and Ranking Member Grijalva has done to bring this forward to a markup. I support the bill. I very much support these agreements. Having said that, there are some things in the agreement that really must be brought up in terms of programs that would be where COFA citizens would be eligible and citizens of the American territories will not. For example, TANF. They will be eligible for TANF, except for those in my district who are not eligible for TANF. We're the only one in the United States not eligible for TANF. In the issue of SNAP, they will be eligible for SNAP in Guam, but not in the Northern Mariana Islands. They will be eligible for SNAP throughout the country, but not in the Northern Mariana Islands. There are programs that, and I understand the rationale behind this, but this is creating a problem for the territories. I have SSI in my district and no other territory has SSI, but these COFA citizens will be eligible for SSI whether they are in Puerto Rico or American Samoa or my district or Guam. And this has to be acknowledged and fixed because I cannot explain to my people, the people I represent, why a COFA citizen has access to all these programs and we don't. This is not a new issue. I brought this up with other members, and I really like to also acknowledge Mr. Moylan's agreement to not work on his amendment so we could do a UC package on this. This is important. Having said that, I was approached by all 3 island governments to help them with issues that they couldn't get into the negotiation. I turned them down because this was done by negotiation, and I am not going to start over again. Despite that, I can see the problems they have themselves. So I support the bill and will continue to work on getting these other issues fixed. One other issue that I'd like to speak about is the United States. Our government, set off more nuclear bombs in the Marshall Islands than in any other period during its administration of the islands for the United Nations. Some people lost their lives, others their health and the health of succeeding generations, and many lost their generational lands and are still unable to return. Essentially nomads. The agreements and this legislation to renew the compacts would enable more than just compensation to finally be provided. Yes, generous. They also recommit our government to mechanisms to consider further assistance if found warranted. The legislation does further cement the relationships and secures the Pacific region by providing assistance at the same levels after 20 years if the governments agree. The leaders in the COFA nation now are very much pro-American. They're friends. They are friends. The next generation of leaders, 20 years from now, when we will need them the most, because by then the competition is going to be very intense, we have to treat them with respect in the next 20 years. We cannot allow our allies in the Pacific to say, okay, you guys watch over the area. Keep things going, because the agreement is not between them and us. The agreement is between us and them. And I'm speaking as a Micronesian, and my information is because I have lived with these people. At one time, we were the same citizens. and I know what they think. I've seen younger leaders look at me and says, this shouldn't be this way. Hey, it was negotiated by governments, and I support that negotiation, and I'm glad we're here today. I hope the chairman is able to take this to the floor as soon as possible, and I hope it passes. But these other issues will have to be looked at some time, and I hope not in another 20 years. Mr. Chairman, I thank you again, and Chairman Grijalva. I thank all of you who came to the islands. 7 stops in 10 days is not easy, but yeah, it was worthwhile, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes